Good morning everybody. Today we shall discuss about the acids, bases and salts part 2. In previous class we shall discuss about the what are acids, physical properties of acids, what are bases, physical properties of bases, what are indicators, so different types of indicators, reaction of base with metals and how do acid and base reacts with metals? Okay dear students, today we shall discuss about the how do metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates reacts with acids. So you know that in periodic table 75% of metallic elements are there. For example, gold, aluminium, copper, iron, lead, silver, platinum, uranium, zinc, sodium, etc. So these are all the metallic elements. So how these metal reacts with the carbonates and hydrogen carbonates? So let us see through the activity. Here take two test tubes. Take two test tubes and label them as A and B. Take about 5 gram of sodium carbonate in test tube A. Here the molecular formula of sodium carbonate is Na2CO3. Here Na2 means sodium and CO3 means carbonate. And 5 gram of sodium hydrogen carbonate in test tube B. And 5 gram of sodium hydrogen carbonate in test tube B. The molecular formula of sodium hydrogen carbonate is NaHCO3. Here Na means sodium, H means hydrogen and CO3 means carbonate. Sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate. And add about 2 ml of dilute HCl or hydrochloric acid both the test tube. Add 2 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid both the test tube. What do you have observed? When dilute hydrochloric acid is added to the sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate. So, observe this equation. So, when hydrochloric acid added to sodium carbonate, it gives sodium chloride, water and carbon dioxide gas is evolved. And same as in test tube B, hydrochloric acid is added to sodium bicarbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate. So it gives sodium chloride, water and carbon dioxide gas is evolved. When hydrochloric acid is added to sodium carbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate, here carbon dioxide gas is evolved. So here when carbon dioxide gas is passed through lime water, it turns milky. When carbon dioxide gas is passed through lime water, it turns milky. So observe this equation. Here CaOH2 or calcium hydroxide or lime water. When carbon dioxide gas is passed through the calcium hydroxide or lime water, it gives calcium carbonate. Here white precipitate is formed in water. CaCO3 means calcium carbonate is formed and white precipitate is formed when carbon dioxide is passed through the lime water or calcium hydroxide. So here when excess of carbon dioxide is passed through the calcium carbonate, here calcium hydrogen carbonate is formed and the solution become colorless. So observe this equation, students. So here CaCO3 calcium carbonate, H2O water, CO2 carbon dioxide, and CaHCO3 into 2 calcium hydrogen carbonate. When excess of carbon dioxide is passed through the calcium carbonate, again it can be an take its the original position. So when carbon dioxide gas is passed through the calcium carbonate, here calcium hydrogen carbonate is formed. It is soluble in water. And then, how do acids and bases react with each other? So in previous class, you see about that. What happens when acid and base reacts with each other? So here, the reaction between acid and base to give salt and water is known as neutralization reaction. The reaction between acid and base to give salt and water is known as neutralization reaction. For example, sodium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acids. It gives sodium chloride and water. So observe this equation. Here sodium hydroxide is one of the base and hydrochloric acid is acid, and sodium chloride is one of the salt and H2O is water. So when base reacts with acid to give salt and water, that reaction is called neutralization reaction. So reaction with metallic oxides. Reaction with metallic oxides. So in this reaction, metallic oxides reacts with acids to give salt and water. Metallic oxides are said to be basic oxides. Here metallic oxides are said to be basic oxides. Same as when a reaction of non-metallic oxides with base. When non-metallic oxide reacts with base, here non-metallic oxides give salt and water. Here non-metallic oxides reacts with base to give salt and water. Non-metallic oxides are said to be acidic oxides. Non-metallic oxides are said to be acidic oxides. And then, what do all acids and all bases have common? What happened to an acid or base in a water solution? So let us see. So dear students, observe this figure carefully. And now, so how acid solution conduct the electricity? So here, set up the apparatus as shown in the figure. See, here the 6-volt battery, bulb, switch, beaker, iron nails, dilute hydrochloric acid solution and rubber cork. So this figure is very important to your examination. So acid solution, how acid solution conduct electricity? So let us see about that. So here, take 2 iron nails are fitted on a cork and kept in a 100 ml beaker. Take 2 iron nails fitted on a cork and kept in a 100 ml beaker. So these nails are connected to the 2 terminals of a 6-volt battery through a bulb and switch. These nails are connected to the 2 terminals of 6-volt battery through a bulb and switch. And pour some dilute hydrochloric acid in the beaker. And switch on the current. And pour dilute hydrochloric acid in the beaker and switch on the current. So what you have to observe? The same experiment is performed with glucose solution and alcohol solution. In both the experiment, what we have to observe? It will observe that the bulb glows in the dilute HCl solution, does not glow in the glucose solution. Why? What is the reason why bulb glows in HCl solution? Why bulb does not glows in glucose solution? So here HCl dissociates into H plus and Cl minus ions. Here HCl means hydrochloric acid dissociates into H plus ions and Cl minus ions. Here ions means charged particles. Positive and negatively charged particles, it is called it as ions. These ions conduct electricity in the solution, resulting in the glowing of bulb. Have you know? Once again I can repeat it. Here HCl dissociates into H plus and Cl minus ions. So these ions conduct electricity in the solution. So results in the glowing of the bulb. That's the reason. So on the other hand, the glucose solution does not dissociate into ions. Why? Because it does not conduct any ions. So it does not conduct the electricity. So that's the reason in the glucose solution, so does not conduct the electricity. What you have to conclude that? So from this activity, it can be concluded that all acids contains hydrogen ions or H plus ions. That is why through alcohol and glucose contain hydrogen. They are not categorized as acids. Here alcohol and glucose contain hydrogen, but they are not categorized as acids. So that's the reason here in the glucose solution the electricity does not conduct. Once again I repeat it. Take 2 iron nails fitted on a cork and kept in a 100 ml beaker. And these nails are connected to 2 terminals of a 6-volt battery through a bulb and switch. And pour some dilute hydrochloric acid in the beaker and switch on the current. And the same experiment is performed with glucose and alcohol solution. What you have to observe in both the experiment? So you observe that it will be the bulb glows in the hydrochloric solution, does not glow in the glucose solution, because HCl dissociates into H plus and Cl minus ions. These ions conduct electricity in the solution, so resulting in the glowing of the bulb. On the other hand, the glucose solution does not dissociate into ions. Therefore, it does not conduct electricity because they do not dissociate the ions. So that's the reason it does not conduct electricity. So we have concluded that from this activity, so it can be all acids contain hydrogen ions or H plus ions. That is why the alcohol and glucose contain hydrogen. They are not categorized as acid. And next one is, what happen an acid or base reacts in water solution? What happen acid and base reacts in water solution? So let us see about that. Here when hydrochloric acid dissolves in water, here acid donates hydrogen ions or H plus ions. When hydrochloric acid dissolves in water, in the presence of water, hydrochloric acids donate hydrogen ions or H plus ions. Observe this equation. and hydrochloric acid dissolved in water, here hydronium ions is formed. Here HCl means hydrochloric acid, H2O means water, and H3O plus means hydronium ions. When these hydrochloric acids dissolves in water, so it donates the hydrogen ions. Hydrogen ions cannot exist in the absence of water, but they exist after combining with water molecules. Hydrogen ions cannot exist in the absence of water. When water is not present, when water is absent, here hydrogen ions cannot exist. But they exist after combining with water molecules. Thus, hydrogen ions always shown as hydronium ions. So, see this equation. When H plus ions reacts with H2O, it gives hydronium ions. So what we have to see in that? We have seen that acids give H3O plus or H plus ions in water. Acids gives hydronium or hydrogen ions in water. Same as what happens when base is dissolved in water. So when base is dissolved in water to give Na plus and OH minus ions. When bases reacts with water to give hydroxide or OH minus ions. Here acid reacts with water to give H plus ions. But base reacts with water to give OH minus ions. So here observe clearly. Here acid reacts with water, it gives H plus ions. Bases reacts with water to give OH minus ions. So if a solution has high concentration of H plus ions, then it is acidic. When solution contains more H plus ions, so this solution it is called it as an acidic. If a solution has high concentration of OH minus ions, then it is basic. Means if a solution contains the higher concentration of OH minus ions, so it is called this solution it is called it as basic. The solution contains H plus ions, that solution it is called it as acidic. The solutions which contains OH minus ions, that solution it is called it as basic. Here, bases are soluble in water. It is called it as alkalis. The reaction with acid or base with water is highly exothermic. The reaction with acid or base with water is a highly exothermic. You know that exothermic means. So the exothermic means here exothermic means the reaction in which heat is released. That reaction is called exothermic reaction. So the reaction with acid and base with water is highly exothermic. And then strength of acids and bases. So what are the strength of the acid and bases? So let us see about that. Here, strength of acid or base can be estimated using universal indicator. Acid and base can be estimated using universal indicator. So you know that in your previous class. So here in previous class you know that what do you mean by indicator. Once again I repeat it. Here indicators means substance which can change their color or smell in different types of substances. It is called it as universal indicators. That is called indicators. But what do you mean by universal indicator? Here universal indicators means it is a mixture of several indicators. It is a mixture of several indicators. It shows different colors at different concentration of H plus ions in the solution. Here, very important question, what is universal indicator? Here, universal indicators means it is a mixture of several indicators. It shows that different colors or different concentration of H plus ions in the solution. So here, the acids that give more hydronium ions or H plus ions, it is said to be strong acid. Acids that give more hydronium ions or H plus ions, it is said to be strong acid. Bases that give more hydroxide ions or OH minus ions, it is said to be strong bases. Bases that give more hydroxide ions or OH minus ions, it is said to be strong bases. Acids that gives rise to less hydronium ions or hydrogen ions are said to be weak acids. Acids that gives rise to less hydronium ions or hydrogen ions are said to be weak acids. But bases that gives rise to less hydroxide ions are said to be weak bases. Okay, dear students. So, today we shall discuss about the how do metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates reacts with acids. How do acids and bases reacts with each other? Reaction with metallic and non-metallic oxides. What happen an acid or base in a water solution? And what happen an acid base in a water solution? And the strength of the acid and base. Okay, thank you.